All right, what's up everybody? We are live. It's Thursday, doing a live Q&A today. I got a green screen back here because I was filming something beforehand, so I just left it up. But I'll be answering your questions. I'll be answering some of your questions that Instagram Live has to offer all of you guys right now. So send in your questions if you have any. Thanks for joining. I am also recording on my camera right now. That's going to be put on YouTube. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, question number one. What happens if there's a lull in creativity? So I'm guessing if you're writing a script or editing or even filming out in the field. What I usually do, my process is going outside, getting some fresh air, moving around. I usually work out if I haven't that day. And what that does, it helps get the blood flowing, gets me out of the editing room or doing whatever else if I'm writing a script, getting away from that, doing something different. What that does, it helps reset my mind and my creative juices. And what that allows me to do is come back fresh and ready to try creating something at a different angle. That's basically what it is. If you're trying to do something and you've been trying to do it one way for so often in terms of creating, if you're trying to create something, is what I'm saying, you're really never going to create something. It has to come from a different angle. Because if you're trying to really creating something can't be forced. It has to come to you, and you have to basically just let it come to you and put it on paper, edit it out, or try something new out in the field. It can't be forced. So the best thing to do is get out of your usual routine and come back fresh. So that's usually what I do, and hopefully that helps you. So question number two. Let's see what it say here. How do you make a better video with your phone? So here's a couple tips when filming. When you're filming, I see this sometimes. People film with, let's say you're filming outside and the sun is behind, or if you're filming someone per se, and the sun is behind that person, the camera on the phone will adjust. So the front of the person will be very dark and the back will be bright because the sun is in the back. The best way in that situation is to turn around so that the sun is facing the person that you're filming. And that way their whole face and body will be lit and it won't be as dark because the phone compensates the exposure. And so the second tip for filming with a phone is use two hands. And what I mean is when you're filming, and I'm guessing you want to film a video instead of vertically, horizontally, if you want to post it on YouTube or whatever else, pretend the phone is right here. Hold it with two hands. I usually keep my elbows close to my body because it prevents any extra movement. And so with that, it allows holding the phone and movement of the phone to be more stable. If you want to move around with the phone, you know, shifting your weight through your legs helps a lot instead of moving your hands, because if you use your base, which is your legs, it allows for more stability instead of moving your arms around. So keep your elbows closer to your body, hold the phone vertically, and use two hands instead of one hand, because this can make the video pretty shaky. And so those are a couple tips that I have when filming with the phone. Another tip is, let's see here, audio. So obviously with the phone, it'll be kind of hard to get audio because unless you have an external microphone. But I highly recommend if you're filming something and you don't have an external microphone, get up close to the subject that you're filming and make sure that they project and speak loudly. So the microphone on the phone will be able to pick that up. So those are just a couple of tips that I have when filming with the phone. So, okay, let's see here. Question number 3. What happens if the person you're interviewing messes up? Okay, so this has happened before, and this happens quite often. If you're interviewing someone, obviously not everyone is comfortable in front of a camera. So if they mess up, there's a couple things that you can do. Usually what I do is if someone is in the middle of the sentence and they stutter a little bit and they mess up, usually they'll catch that and they'll say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Just reassure them that it's okay. Because most of the time, you can actually cut from where that person messed up and you just tell them, if they can remember, just start off from where you messed up and continue the thought from there. So that usually works. Sometimes they don't remember what they said, so just let them know, let's just do that whole thing again from where they were, I guess basically like the subject that they were talking about. Start from the beginning of that topic that they were talking about. And another thing when it comes to filming interviews and asking questions, also let them know that everything can be edited, because they might go into an interview thinking that they have to be perfect, and sometimes even before the interview they have seen the questions, and so they usually have answers already prepared in their mind of what they want to say. So if they don't say it exactly how they planned it out, they might get jumbled up and not provide the best answers possible. So let them know it doesn't have to be perfect. Everything can be cut up and put together so that all the all the mess ups, I guess, will be taken out, and that can be fixed with B-roll. So if you're filming an interview, a documentary, or something of that sort, you'll be filming B-roll. So that can be put over the actual interview itself to cover up any of those extra cuts that you have during the interview of that person. So even beforehand, even before filming the interview, just converse with the person. Get them into conversation. If they get into the interview right off the bat, they might feel tense. They might start speaking louder or speaking too fast. So even before you start recording the video, sit them down, talk with them. Just say, hey, this is going to be like a conversation. You don't have to worry about getting it perfect. Even something that I've noticed that really helps is talking to them or asking them a question about something that doesn't really relate to the actual interview itself. It can be talking about, how was your day? Asking them, how was your day? Anything cool happened? Anything else that doesn't really pertain to the interview. It gets their mind off the interview and trying to, be too perfect or worrying about what they might say. And once the interview time starts, then they will be more relaxed, basically. So those are some of the tips that I have when filming interviews. And don't worry about them messing up. And always try to be courteous and not saying, oh man, we can't edit that because it just doesn't sound good. Why did you say it like that? Don't don't do that. You have to be respectful of them, because most of the time, whoever you're interviewing isn't used to being interviewed in front of a camera. So understand that, put yourself in their shoes, and just make them feel comfortable. So that's basically all I have. Those are the top questions that I have got from the past couple days and I'm answering today. So hopefully that helps. What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining. Yes, I am on a green screen. I was actually filming something earlier, so I just left the green screen up because I already had this set up here. So let's see here. Thank you everyone for waving. I appreciate it. What's up, Vince? How's it going? And okay, no questions for right now, and that's okay. Just DM your questions. Usually, you can send in questions later and I'll get to them for the next week's episode. So thanks again for watching. I will stay on Instagram Live just for a little bit more, but as for this camera, I will see you in the next Q&A. Peace.